hot winter storms. The phrase alone can send a shiver down your spine, conjuring images of howling winds, swirling snow, and landscapes buried under a thick white blanket. For many parts of the United States, this isn't just a scene from a movie. It's a powerful and often dangerous reality. From the Great Plains to the Northeast, and even dipping into the South, America's winters are defined by these massive, complex weather systems. But what exactly are these storms? How do they form, and why are some so much more destructive than others? Today we're diving deep into the heart of America's winter fury to understand the science, the history, and the impact of these incredible meteorological events. So let's start with the basics. A winter storm is essentially a weather event where the main form of precipitation is snow, sleet, or freezing rain. The secret ingredients are simple: cold air and moisture. You need temperatures at or below freezing, both at ground level and high up in the atmosphere where clouds form. And you need a source of moisture, often drawn from large bodies of water like the Great Lakes or the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. When these two elements meet, propelled by a lifting mechanism like a cold front pushing warm air up, you get the perfect recipe for a winter wonderland or a winter nightmare. But not all winter storms are created equal. You've probably heard different names thrown around on the Weather Channel: blizzards, nor'easters, lake effect snow, ice storms. Each one is a unique beast with its own characteristics. A blizzard, for instance, isn't just about how much snow falls. The official definition requires strong, sustained winds of at least 35 miles per hour and visibility reduced to less than a quarter mile for at least 3 hours. It's the combination of falling or blowing snow and fierce winds that makes blizzards so disorienting and dangerous, creating whiteout conditions where you can't even see your hand in front of your face. Then you have the infamous nor'easters. These are powerful coastal storms that get their name from the direction of their winds, which blow from the northeast. They form when a low-pressure system moves up the east coast, pulling in immense amounts of moisture from the Atlantic Ocean. As this moisture collides with cold Arctic air plunging down from Canada, it can unleash staggering amounts of snow. Some of the most historic and crippling snowstorms in American history, like the storm of the century in 1993, were nor'easters that paralyzed major cities from Washington, D.C. to Boston. Let's not forget about lake effect snow. If you live near the Great Lakes, you know this phenomenon all too well. It happens when cold, dry air, typically from Canada, blows across the relatively warmer waters of the lakes. The air picks up moisture and heat from the water, rises, cools, and then dumps that moisture as heavy snow on the downwind shores. This process can create incredibly intense, localized snow bands. You could be driving in bright sunshine, and just a few miles away, a town is being buried under several feet of snow. Places like Buffalo, New York, are legendary for the sheer volume of snow they can receive from these lake effect events. And perhaps the most treacherous of all winter precipitation is freezing rain, which creates ice storms. This occurs during a specific atmospheric setup called a temperature inversion, where you have a shallow layer of freezing air at the surface, but a warmer layer of air above it. Snowflakes fall from the clouds, melt as they pass through the warm layer, and then become supercooled as they fall back into the freezing air near the ground. They don't have time to refreeze into sleet. Instead, they freeze on contact with any surface trees, power lines, roads, encasing everything in a heavy, destructive layer of ice. An ice storm can bring down entire power grids and make travel absolutely impossible. The impact of these storms goes far beyond just a few snow days off school or work. They can be incredibly destructive and costly. Heavy snow can cause roofs to collapse. Blizzards shut down entire transportation networks, stranding travelers and disrupting supply chains for days. Ice storms can leave millions of people without power for weeks in freezing temperatures. In 2021, a massive winter storm and cold snap in Texas caused a catastrophic failure of the state's power grid, leading to widespread hardship and highlighting the vulnerability of our infrastructure to extreme winter weather. The economic toll from lost business, cleanup costs, and repairs can run into the billions of dollars for a single major storm. And of course, there's the human element. Winter storms are responsible for numerous fatalities each year, from traffic accidents on icy roads to health issues like hypothermia and heart attacks from overexertion while shoveling snow. This is why paying attention to weather forecasts and heeding warnings from officials is so critically important. Preparing a winter emergency kit for your home and car with items like blankets, water, non-perishable food, flashlights, and a battery-powered radio can be a literal lifesaver. It's about respecting the power of nature and being prepared for the worst-case scenario. Throughout history, these storms have left an indelible mark on the American story. The Great Blizzard of 1888, for example, was a legendary nor'easter that buried the Northeast in up to 50 inches of snow, with wind-driven drifts reaching over 50 feet high. It completely isolated major cities, shut down telegraph and rail lines, and tragically led to the deaths of over 400 people. The storm was a major wake-up call, directly leading to the creation of the first underground subway system in Boston and the burying of telegraph and electrical wires in New York City to protect them from future storms. More recently, the term bomb cyclone has entered our vocabulary. This isn't just a media buzzword. It's a meteorological term for a storm that undergoes bombogenesis, meaning its central pressure drops incredibly rapidly, at least 24 millibars in 24 hours. This rapid intensification creates an exceptionally powerful storm with hurricane-force winds and torrential precipitation. Whether it's snow in the winter or rain in other seasons, these explosive storms are becoming a more frequently discussed topic, showcasing the extreme dynamics our atmosphere is capable of. So, what does the future hold? As our climate continues to change, the dynamics of winter storms are also expected to shift. It's a complex picture. A warmer atmosphere can hold more moisture, which could lead to more extreme snowfall events in places that remain cold enough. However, in other areas, rising temperatures might mean more winter precipitation falls as rain instead of snow, or more frequent and damaging ice storms as temperatures hover right around that critical freezing mark. Scientists are working tirelessly to model these changes and help us understand what to expect, so we can better adapt and build more resilient communities. From the science of their formation to their profound impact on our lives and infrastructure, American winter storms are a force to be reckoned with. They are a raw display of nature's power, capable of both breathtaking beauty and devastating destruction. They remind us of our vulnerability, but also showcase our incredible resilience and our ability to prepare, adapt, and help one another through the coldest, darkest days. Understanding them is the first step toward respecting them and staying safe. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the world of winter storms. If you found this interesting, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next exploration. Stay safe, stay warm, and we'll see you in the next video.